Hi, I'm totally cheating because I'm wearing the same shirt as I was in my last video. I just added a scarf. Alright, so anyway, I am back at you with another video, and this time I wanted to focus on my career. So I have been a teacher for 3 years, and this is my first year as a principal. I'm actually a principal teacher, so I do teach middle school classes as well as principal, administrate at a very small private school. And I just wanted to share with you, as you can tell from the title of the video, how to not die being an educator. If you're watching this video and you're an educator, you know the struggle. So I just wanted to share with you very briefly, because if you are an educator, you don't got time. But just how to have a better balance, and the things I've learned, the things I wish I knew 4 years ago when I started my job, and it's even more important now that I'm an administrator to have these things in place so I don't burn out and so I don't leave the profession. So, to begin, when I was in college, I remember one thing our professors drilled into us is that at that time, 4 years ago, the burnout rate for teachers was about half of the profession leaves teaching by their 5th year. Now that's a very staggering statistic, because I don't think a lot of other professions have as high as that statistic. It's related to how much we get paid as educators, comparing that with the amount of hours the average teacher puts in. Most teachers don't just work the 40 or 45 hours they're scheduled. They're Pinteresting and copying and laminating and doing all these other things on their own time. So these are just 3 things that I've learned and I try to implement in order to keep myself sane. And I hope if you're watching this and you're a teacher, like this video and subscribe and let me know what other teacher videos you want to see. If you're not a teacher, you can probably apply these things to your own job so you don't be a workaholic. Don't become a workaholic. So let me go ahead and get started and share with you guys 3 things. I like the number 3. That's just me. I just like 3 is nice and cute. So here are 3 things that might help you in your profession. So the first thing is, I would say definitely set a time to go home every single day. I don't believe in staying till 8 or 9 or 10 in the office at all. Especially being an administrator this year, what's done is done during the day, and what doesn't get done doesn't get done. There will always be something else to do, and I wish someone had told me this my first year of teaching. You have to let it go. Maybe 1 year you can focus on becoming really great at, all of your math lessons are super on point, and those are the ones you really put your energy into. But if you're like me and you're teaching several subjects, you can't put an hour into every lesson that you're only teaching for 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, tell yourself that you're going to do what you're going to do, and maybe this year might be the year you really beef up all of your resources about math, and the next year might be the year you really beef up your resources about language arts. Now, if you're like me, almost every year I've switched grades, so that kind of makes it difficult to accumulate resources. But in this age with teacher pay teacher, Google, Pinterest, just don't be a slave to the job. Leave at a certain time. For me, that time is actually 5. I try not to allow myself to stay past 5. Now, as a principal this year, sometimes I have to stay until 6, till 7, because I'm meeting with parents about different issues. But if you're just a teacher, which I don't mean to say that just a teacher, teachers do a lot. But if you are a teacher and that's your only job, I would really recommend going home at 5, and don't bring work home. Don't do it. My first year I used to fool myself and bring all these things home to get graded. They never got graded. I'm not even kidding. Like, when you get home, you just want your home time. So let yourself be free. You know what I mean? Like, give yourself a break. Don't take it home. So now I have to explain how I'm able to leave every day at 5 with my second tip, which is organize your space. In my classroom, and I'll take pictures and add them here. In my classroom, I have different filing systems where I put things that need to be copied, I put things that need to be laminated. Then I have another box with shelves that I put things for Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. I think when I look at a lot of my other teacher friends who spend so much time in their classroom, a lot of them, this sounds awful, don't have great organizational systems. And so you waste a lot of time finding things. If you have a place where you always put things that need to be graded, you won't like have to dig it out of the pile under your desk, you know what I mean? So that might be partially because I'm like an organization freak, but I think you kind of have to be a successful teacher. So if you don't know how to be organized, go on Pinterest, go on Google, look up ways to organize your classroom hacks. Go on YouTube, there are so many people. Maybe I will link some, not maybe, I will link some below that have helped me figure out how to organize my classroom. So do that so you don't waste time. My third tip is work smarter, not harder. What do I mean by that? Yes, like I just said, so many people I know who are teachers will tell me, even if they've been teaching for 3 or 4 years, I work until 10 every night, or I go in every Sunday. I don't know if it's just because I'm a millennial and our generation, we don't believe in that. I hate to say that. We're not lazy, we just like to work smarter and not harder and use our time better, I think. What I have had to do sometimes in order to maintain leaving at 5 every day is I might come in on Sundays once a month and plan for the month. And that way, you know, because I don't always have a planning period working at a smaller private school, I can get my planning in, but then I'm not coming in every Sunday. You know what I mean? You need your personal time as a teacher to refresh. Another hack or thing that you can do to help yourself is if you have kids, I would say from 2nd grade and above, they can help you grade their work. So a lot of teachers complain about like hours and hours of grading, unless it's like writing, and even then they can like peer edit. I've taught 1st grade, 2nd grade, 5th grade, 6th, 7th, and 8th. So I've taught almost all the grades except for 3rd and 4th now. And so I'm saying that to say your kids can do a lot more than you're letting them do. And oftentimes as teachers we think, oh, I'm wasting time if I'm having them help me grade. Actually, you know, we learned this in college that when I was becoming a teacher, that when students see how they're doing and get quicker feedback, it's better than you creating a pile and giving them back their worksheet 2 weeks after when you're already on another unit. If you do quick turnaround and say, hey, we're gonna work on this, the next day, hey, we're gonna check it in class, kids come to expect that they're gonna get to see how they're doing, you know, very quickly. Now you may not be able to do that with a test, you may not be able to do that for bigger assignments and projects, but sometimes even with things like that, when they're older kids, they can self-evaluate for a project, and then that gives you somewhere to start from. Like how much, you know, a kid might say, I put this much effort into the project, I believe I deserve an A or a B or a C. And that actually as a teacher will help you see like, you know, how to grade them. So I know I talk a mile a minute, but I hope some of these tips help you guys. I would really love to connect with anyone who feels like they are just like swimming in their teacher, you know, life. And so if you comment below with what other, like if you want me to go into more detail about any one of those points, I would love to make a video just about like working harder, but not, you know, working smarter but not harder, or how to manage your time as a teacher. But I need to know that, you know, someone would want to watch that. So if you want to comment below, I would love that, and I'm kind of excited to be making more like teacher videos. So yeah, let me know below also if you have any like specific teacher requests that you would like to